We're going to talk about input-output charts. These are very, very similar to what we just did with patterns, where we took a set of numbers and we figured out how many was between each number. This looks a little different. Our patterns kind of have the 2, 4, 6, 8. It's like a series of numbers, and you figure out what comes next. In the input-output, you are looking for what starts in an input and goes to an output. So you're basically trying to figure out what would go in between the two numbers across the chart. And these could be addition or subtraction. And if you look one row at a time, my students, when we did patterns, we talked about if it's increasing, it's addition. If it is decreasing, like the one that we have here, it is subtraction. So kind of increasing addition, decreasing subtraction. Differences in patterns, they also sometimes have multiplication and division. And input-output can also have multiplication and division, but the ones we're going to work on today just have addition or subtraction. So we know that from 13 to 17 it is increasing. Then we have to figure out how many we have in between 13 and 17. So 13, counting on, 14, 15, 16, 17. So there is 4 in between. So we could say that in this input-output chart, it is plus 4. But we need to check that and just make sure. So let's check from 20 to 24. 20 plus 4 is 24. So that checks out. And we'll check another one just to be sure. 22 to 26. 22 plus 4 is 26. So they both check out. So we know our rule is plus 4. Okay? That's the first input-output chart. The second input-output chart, like I said, you're looking from this row to this row. You're going straight across, and you're trying to figure out what would go here. What would we put in to make this come out? What would we put in to make this come out? Because it's decreasing, we know it's subtraction, but we have to figure out how many are in between these. So we can take our 25 minus 14 and figure it out. 5 minus 4 is 1. 2 minus 2 is 1. So we are decreasing or subtracting 11. And again, we're going to check that. We're not going to go by the first row. We're going to do 2 or 3 rows just to make sure that what we're doing is correct. So if we look at the second row, 42 and 31. Let's subtract those and make sure we get the same answer. So 42 minus 31, 2 minus 1 is 1, 4 minus 3 is 1. That one is also 11. So our row 1 and 2 check out. We're going to do one more just to make sure. 50 minus 39. It's a little bit different because we have to actually, we can't take 9 from 0. So we have to borrow. This becomes a 4. We add the 10 to this side. 10 minus 9 is 1. 4 minus 3 is 1, so it is also 11. So we have checked all 3. And now that we know that these 3 work, we know that it is minus 11. So basically, again, we are trying to figure out, is it addition or subtraction? And we are looking at the comparison across the rows. What do we have to do to the input to get the output? What do we have to do to the input to get the output? So plus 4. So 13 plus 4 is 7. 20 plus 4 is 24. 22 plus 4 is 26. 41 plus 4 is 45. 42 plus 4 is 46. Same thing with subtraction. It's decreasing. We're looking across. We're minusing 11. 25 minus 11 is 14. 42 minus 11 is 31. 50 minus 11 is 39. And always, always check multiple rows. Don't just do the first row because the pattern could be a little different. And like I said, at some point you may see patterns that have to do with multiplication and division. You're going to do them the same way. You're going to figure out, are you going to multiply the pattern or are you going to divide the pattern? All right, thank you. Please complete the input-output classwork that has been connected to your Canvas page.